Hey everyone, let's solve a word problem using law of sines. First thing we're going to do is highlight some key information. Lizzie is flying a kite at an angle of elevation of 40 degrees with a string length of 50 meters. So we can go ahead and draw this so we can label Lizzie, and she's flying her kite and it's at an angle of elevation of 40 degrees, and we know that that kite string is 50 meters. One of the best things that you can do in a word problem is just start labeling. Hannah, who is across the field, looks towards Lizzie, and if Hannah looks up, she can see the kite at an angle of elevation of 60 degrees. So we can go ahead and label H for Hannah over here, who looks up and sees our kite, which is at the top, and Hannah is looking up at a 60-degree angle of elevation. Oh, and now we've got a triangle. And this question asks, what is the distance between Lizzie and Hannah? So we're looking for this x. This is not a right angle triangle. So now we know we're looking at something that's using the law of sines. In order to use the law of sines, we need an angle and its opposite side, which in this case, we actually don't have. However, because we have the two angles inside of a triangle, we actually know the third because the angles in a triangle have to add up to be 180 degrees. So we have a 40 and a 60. This top little angle has to be an 80 degrees so that the whole thing adds up to 180. Now we can go ahead and do our law of sines. The law of sines is sine of A over A is equal to the sine of B over B, which is really any angle and its matching side. So we can start with the one that we know, which is the string length and the 60 degrees. So we have the sine of 60 degrees over the length of the kite string, 50, is going to equal the sine of the angle at the kite, which is 80 degrees, over the distance between Lizzie and Hannah, which is x. And one of my favorite things about the law of sines is that if you're looking for the side, you can actually flip the law of sines and it's still true. So we can go ahead and flip these ratios and it becomes 50 over the sine of 60 degrees is equal to x over the sine of 80 degrees, which tidies up when we multiply both sides by the sine of 80, and we get x equals 50 sine 80 degrees divided by sine 60 degrees. Now you can put that right into your calculator. However, once you do the top, I usually tap enter on my calculator just to turn that into a top number before dividing by the sine of 60. Way less chance of making mistake. If you plug that in correctly, we get x equals 56.9 meters. And that's just rounding to the nearest tenth. And just like that, we can use our law of sines in order to solve a word problem. I hope that this was helpful, and good luck trying them on your own.